Ciao everyone, it's Marchettino. So, after having driven a famous man's Porsche 993 Turbo and Ferrari 599, it's time to take out also her granny for a drive.
Chris, Merry Christmas. Viva la vita. Secondo te sto male? Welcome back, Marchettino.
It's good to see you. So, let's take the granny out for a drive.
Granny, but not bad. Come on, Marco.
Let's see how it goes.
Viva la vita.
So, it's been quite a long time actually since the last time I met Stefano.
It was better.
And for this reunion, we decided to make a test drive with one of his other cars. The last time I drove a manual gearbox Ferrari was a 6-speed 599, and what an experience it was. And the previous time was the 40.
Amazing car. And now the Brian. Oh, come on now. Push. Yeah! This is Ferrari sound.
Clutch is pretty heavy.
Yeah. From 1990. She's a little granny, but strong, no?
But for being a 1990 Ferrari, this was already meant to be used almost every day, let's say it.
Yeah, and it's very, very cheap car. Not very expensive with the engine.
Yeah, it's very interesting also to talk about this, because in the past few years the car market has really gone crazy, and most of the cars have become very expensive, and now it turns out that the Mondal is actually the cheapest Ferrari that you can buy today.
I paid this one last year about the same price that a Golf. And Secondotestomale.
But it doesn't deliver the same emotions as a Golf.
I think so. I think so. Because this is the Ferrari that you can also have two ladies on the rear.
Yeah, I quite like actually that it's a 4-seater Ferrari.
It's a very, very convenient car. It's a nice car, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marco. Good Christmas to everybody. Yeah. Also for me, a surprise, this car. I bought her without driving before, and when I put the tube style, really it's like changing the car. It's like another
Really,
car.
the exhaust plays an important role in every sports car.
Really fundamental, because the car was strong, but I didn't listen to the voice.
It has the power, but you cannot listen to it.
The voice is the Frank Sinatra. Oh yeah, please,
Yeah.
please push. Ah, amazing. Yeah, I like it. Every day I say thank you, Enzo Ferrari, for this emotion, for this passion that you make we live every day. The same with the Japan car.
I'll be honest, not really.
Now on the right, because we are going to look for tunnel.
The GTR excites me because it's pretty fast. The acceleration takes your breath away. This one, it's not the same. It has 300 horsepower.
The half, about the half.
Yeah, kind of. So I've always been doubtful about the Mondal because in terms of style, it's not really one of my favorite Ferraris, and honestly I don't think it's neither one of the prettiest looking.
But probably in 1990 it was too modern, because 26 years are a lot. If it's very, very, very.
It's a pretty
inside.
car.
It's very, very good. You can use every day. Don't spend a lot of money of gasoline. No, really cheap car with gasoline, and you can stop the car for many days. You go, you turn the key, and go. That's for a Ferrari vintage. It's really amazing. Now push. Stop talking, Brett. Wait.
2.5 exhaust. This is insane.
It's a nostalgic power.
That noise, it really brings me a good smile.
Yeah. Cheap car, not very expensive to buy, very, very enjoy to drive.
It is. It's always fascinating to drive a classic
Okay.
Ferrari.
Okay, man. Yes. Yeah. The next one is longer. The Braia and the Spalanca now, please. And now it's Christmas. Fireworks. Oh. Exciting.
That was good fun.
Exciting.
It is.
Everybody says, no, Mom, you're not alive. It's good for you not to have. I haven't like.
I am changing my opinion. It's always fascinating to drive old Ferraris and the manual gearbox, the loud exhaust, the fact that it's a Ferrari. It's very exciting.
Enzo Ferrari was a genius. Come on. Marco, I'm sorry. It was better for you that I take a golf with the same money.
Not really.
A Smart Brabus, maybe? Same money! Same money than a Smart Brabus! Come on! I have a Ferrari beat at 30,000 kilometers! It's new! It's new! Yeah! The same surprise you're trying now, you're feeling now, I feel before. The same surprise.
I think I wouldn't have the same smile by driving the GTR in these tunnels.
I'm sure that they're different, but this is really, really, really surprising. And I can tell you that when I go around with this car that is really, really in perfect condition, now people stop and take a look, sometimes more than 599.
Really?
Because it's difficult to find in this perfect condition. A Mondial, if it's not good condition, it's really not a very good car. But brand new, and with this voice, everybody loves.
It's a good surprise. This car is a good surprise.
But it's not a gift for you, Marco.
And it's also very fascinating to look at the bonnet in front of me and see the headlights popping up.
When I was a child, it was my dream. Every child loves the up and down, up and down. I can say half an hour to take this one, and then it broke. I'm sure. But the Braia, Marco. Spalanca, please. Come on, come on. Yeah, I want you like this. Pushing on my car. Yeah. Supercars are made to be driving this way, not the other way, in my opinion.
Cars are meant to be driven, and also this engine is a very nice surprise.
It's very simple, it's perfect, no?
It's very linear and it's not slow, really.
Not slow, no? Yeah, this car about the speed limit about 260 to 70.
That's
for,
a lot.
For 1990,
Yeah.
it's not
And
bad.
also for today, I mean, on a public road,
Not bad.
sometimes I complain that my GTR is even way too powerful for the public streets and
Too much?
Too much, yeah. And I think that 300 horsepower, it's a good amount of power to have fun and not to risk to get in trouble.
I'm sure 300 Ferrari power are 300 Ferrari power. They don't speak Japan, they speak Italian. Come on, put it Italian. Yeah! I love this car. Also the gear is very, very funny, no? Enjoy.
Yeah. I was missing driving a sports car with a manual
It's
gearbox.
strange that you are able to drive it. I don't think so. How much life from Argentina to Ferrari power, eh? I'm happy that you like this way. I'm very happy. But
I'm very surprised.
What about in the traffic?
I think it's very frustrating to drive in the traffic of Rome because it's quite chaotic, and doing that in a Ferrari, I'm feeling nervous.
And today is not traffic because it's not working day. And what about? They are fun. They are following. Yeah.
Panza. Oh.
Yeah, it's like a Sally Olio.
It's a funny horn.
Bella! They are a follower, web follower.
The steering wheel has the power assistance, and it's not that bad to move around the streets of Rome with this.
No, because it's very direct, straight away. It's direct, it's not too heavy.
Yeah, the suspensions are set in comfort mode. It's not that bad, really. A Ferrari of the 90s, that it's that practical and comfy.
Probably in 90 it was too ahead, probably. Not many people understood this car on the right. Because here we're sitting in the neighborhood, the small street. It's the worst situation you can find in Rome. This one. Where is it going?
That's what I was talking about, driving in Rome. This is terrible.
But you say with a vintage Ferrari, it's not so terrible for you. In my opinion, I think that for you was worse to drive in Rome traffic.
Yeah, I expected it to be more uncomfy, less practical. But as I said,
It's possible.
Overall, this car is a rather nice surprise.
So, Marco, if you give me 50,000 euros, maybe it should be yours. It's not for sale. It's not for sale.
With a son like that, I wouldn't want to sell it too.
It's sometimes the money can with money you can buy the dream, you can buy the passion, you can buy the sensation, the feeling,
Emotions. Yeah.
emotions. So we make a lot of kilometers. Take a look to the gasoline. The same, about the same. It's not a very expensive car. This one, 10 kilometers with 1 liter.
That's amazing.
Fabio Baldini, our friend, told me that it's one of the best Ferrari vintage because it's not expensive, it's good to drive, and it's really comfortable.
In the back?
In the back, only for women.
But you have never been in the back, I think.
Only women. It's a masculine man car ahead, women car in the back. Sometimes in the night when there are no car here, I push. Ci si inculano. Mi si sono inculati più di qualche volta. Lo faccio sempre anch'io. Hanno detto you can't.
So we're back in Stefano's garage, and finally the trio is complete. I've driven all of his cars, and I have to say that all of them have surprised me in different and positive ways.
So different, but now it's night. For the night, 599, black tie. Secondotestomale. I drive now, no more.